The following opinions are solely those of BoatTest.com and its test captain. Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today I'm on the Flyer Gran Turismo 34. I'm going to put it through a full test and performance evaluation. Today I'm going to focus on performance and handling, because the most unique feature about this particular boat is the hull, which is designed with the new air step technology. But first, let's look at some of the operational features, starting at the helm. The helm is mounted over to the starboard side and laid out in an orderly fashion with two vertical rows of engine gauges flanking either side of the Simrad moving map display. Lighted rocker switches are over to the port side, and Beneteau uses icons instead of labels to accommodate international use. To starboard are the Volvo Penta EVC displays. All of this is mounted to a gunmetal gray panel. A separate panel houses the outdrive trim gauges, the twin RPM gauges, and a steering angle indicator in the center, all mounted again to a gunmetal gray panel. The digital engine controls were mounted on the horizontal and located so that my hand fell quite naturally to them. The stern drive joystick was mounted ahead of the engine controls, which makes sense as you'll typically be using this while facing the stern and using your left hand. The double wide helm seat is mounted onto pedestals that are adjustable for height. The seat slides fore and aft and includes a full-length flip-up bolster. I really came to appreciate the huge sunroof on our hot test day and was equally pleased with the opening side windows. The forward windshield is a single piece and kept clean with pantograph wipers with integral washers. There's certainly enough glass surrounding the helm deck of the GT34 to give you a panoramic view, but I did find that the thick window mullions to the sides had me continually leaning fore and aft to see around them. If you plan to stand while operating, you'll need the sunroof open, and with my short stature, that had me looking right at the forward hardtop frame. The side decks are narrow but still easy to transit thanks to the high rails that start way back at the cockpit and a recessed handhold running along the hardtop. Grab handles are under the hardtop and perfectly positioned to keep you secure as you step onto the side decks. And of course, those high rails continue all the way forward to the working area of the bow, where they reach a height of 30 inches. Now let's get underway and see how she handles. I immediately came to appreciate the low-speed handling characteristics of the GT34 as we made our way out the narrow channel to the test area. She's very responsive to the helm with an idle speed of roughly 4 miles an hour. Our Flyer GT34 was powered by twin 200 horsepower Volvo Penta D3 diesels turning DP outdrives. Earlier, I mentioned the air step hull. This is a new design which brings air in from the top sides and directs it out the bottom of the hull through a specially designed step, reducing drag and adding significant performance characteristics. Top speed came in at 4,000 RPM and 30.5 knots. At that speed, I measured a 22 gallon per hour fuel burn for a range of 161 nautical miles. Best cruise came in at a fast 3,500 RPM and 24.6 knots. At that speed, fuel burn was measured to be 16 gallons per hour for a range of 179 nautical miles. That 3,500 RPM speed is also where I found the GT34 to be most comfortable, and it's where my hands settled the throttles at most of the time without even looking. We had a good time to plane of 7.1 seconds and reached 30 miles an hour in 17.9 seconds. When accelerating, the GT34 has a roughly 13-degree bow rise, which from the seated position at the helm brought the bow to just under the horizon. When taking power off, she'll settle back into the water stern first, which again brings the bow up with no loss of visibility to the horizon. She cruises at a roughly 5-degree bow-high attitude and has a nice gentle roll into the turns to keep you firmly planted in your seat rather than forcing you to the outside of the turn. At full speed, the GT34 will come around in a little under 3 boat lengths. Back off the speed and she'll come around much quicker. While I haven't tested this version without the air step hull, I have tested other boats of this size and style. To me, the benefits of air step are evident as I noticed a significant improvement in handling with the GT34. Well, in my opinion, the GT34 is a very smooth and comfortable boat to handle. And with that, that's our full test and performance evaluation of the Flyer Gran Turismo 34. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.